This is how we're gonna do it. This is how we're gonna come back from it. I'm about to tell you. It's 2024. I left the island of Oahu 2014. It's been 10 years. I've had a decade to acquire information and experience, and I'm ready now to fully come out and tell you I've kind of been undercover this entire time. And I'm not saying that I've been lying about who I am. I literally mean I've been undercover, as in like under the covers, as in I've been under an invisibility cloak almost, trying to navigate this life on the mainland. And it almost took me out a great many times. Why am I bringing this up now? I'm starting to tell the story now. Well, one of the things that I've discovered since moving from an island in the middle of the sea to the center of the empire, which honestly isn't even the fucking center of the empire, you know what I mean? Like, now that I'm thinking about it, considering everything that's going on, it is an empire, you know, capitalistic machine that is the corporation, the United States of America, fucking LLC, whatever the fuck. This money machine, late stage capitalism, the fall of democracy, these global and international affairs, the supply chain breaking down, the repeated history repeating itself, setting up encampments for protest of what's happening in Gaza. And beyond that, I feel this sickening feeling in my stomach because we are seeing what's happening in Gaza, and we are being monitored as to how we respond to it. We are being pacified through entertainment purposes, and what is happening there will happen here. That shouldn't be the problem. The problem is it's happening there. But the truth is that it's happening in Gaza. It will happen in America. It's happening worse in other places as well. So what they're being shown isn't even the worst atrocities that are occurring in the world. It's just the threshold of which that we are being given exposure to, so that we can be metered to determine like how much more they can go forward with, or whether they have to like kind of slow down the apocalypse a little bit. I'm sharing all of this because I'm not surprised that it's happening. I'm surprised. Actually, no, I'm also not really surprised by how the world's responding. I think I'm surprised with how I'm responding. You know, like not saying anything. For me, that's surprising because that's not who I always thought that I was, right? I thought I had more fortitude and courage and bravery and non-fuckery. So when I wasn't showing up all the way, I had to ask myself why, and I realized I had just been so beaten up. America beat the shit out of me. And by America, I mean its citizens, I mean its media, I mean its fucking politics, its workforce systems, the way that different states operate, the way that people treat one another, the way that people talk to one another, the way that business goes down, the way that my talent was whatever the fuck it was in California, the way that I was treated in Georgia, how I felt driving through fucking Indiana alone, what happened when I got arrested in New Mexico. Like, man, I'm from the 50th state, end quote. And let me tell you something. As someone who was born and raised in the 50th state, I have a very clear awareness on the machine that is the United States of America and what they did to acquire Hawaii and what stemmed that, right? It was greed. Businessmen, greed, wanting to make money, not wanting to pay taxes. So because a businessman didn't want to pay taxes, a fucking culture was completely, I'm not going to say completely demolished because it's still there, but the Hawaii that we see now is not the Hawaii before pineapples. And that's why I don't get that shit on my pizza. What's happening in the world right now, I guess as a kid, I had thought some miracle, magical, wonderful thing like Michael Jackson had healed us all. And like, as I was growing up, I was like, oh wow, the world used to be this really shit place. Like, I'm so glad it's better now. And then I realized that's not fucking true. That's not true at all. The things that were happening are things that are happening. And the things that are happening are things that are going to happen if we continue to stay on the cycle. And how do we break free from it? I don't know. But what I do know, unequivocally, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is if there was an entry point in order to change the trajectory of it, it would be right now. So I can't show up like how I used to. I can't show up how I think I need to show up in the present. I have to show up for the future forward. That's how I feel, and that's what I'm doing. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't have a sales pitch. It doesn't have a full fucking structure. It's just like the ultimate realization that my purpose is to speak truth. And through the internet, it will find its way to power. Trust me, they looking. I don't know exactly what showing up honestly, truthfully, in a non-avoidance fashion looks like. But I do know that this is the first step. I don't have my light on. I wasn't going to shoot because my light's in my suitcase and my microphone isn't on. And these AirPods aren't even connected to the camera. But you know what? The camera's good enough. The audio's good enough. I'm a good enough editor. The internet's good enough. We can upload this and get the story out there to let somebody out there know that they're fucking good enough. Because all of this is crazy. It's mad. And it's maddening. And I can put on makeup, and I can put on a show, and I can make any part of the world my stage, and I can perform and for a moment encapsulate people into my energy. So if I can do that for anything in the world, why not for this? I have a personal message. I have a personal mission. I have a purpose. I have a goal. Do you? I hope so. I hope you feel that fire. Because the world is burning. What are you going to do about it? Thank you for watching my YouTube video. Thank you for being fame. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will be back again.